draw a tree of life. A tree of life is a tree symbol that you see in artworks from many different cultures, including Celtic artwork and Indian artwork and many other different cultures as well. So let's draw a tree of life today. So we're going to start out, and remember, you can do yours however you want to. I'm actually using my watercolor paper for this. Even though I'm starting out with Sharpie, I am going to go into it with oil pastel and then finish off with watercolor. So I'm using watercolor paper. So let's start off with the trunk. And we don't want anything to be too perfect because it is a tree. So I'm making a wiggly line. This is going to become the roots, the trunk, and one of the branches. And then I'm going to come to the other side and I'm going to sort of follow it, but come off to this side. Now, I'm going to continue making lines that are going to turn into roots, tree trunk texture, and branches. Some of them can cross over. Oh, this one's going to come out here. Okay, once you've got a few lines, you're going to look at it and you're going to make this into your tree. Now, you can add more branches and you can firm up your roots. This looks like a root to me. When you're drawing your branches, so really trees, you don't usually see all of the roots that a tree has, but they have as many roots under the ground as they do branches. They're actually symmetrical. It makes sense if you think about it. They have to have all these roots to hold up all the weight of those branches, right? So things aren't exactly how we see them. We don't see everything. There's a lot going on underneath the surface. So with a tree of life, it shows that. So the tree needs to have these strong roots so it can be nourished and balanced. I'm not going to draw all the roots because I'm going to assume a lot of them are under the ground. I'm going to draw the other side of a lot of my branches, and then I'm going to draw additional branches because there's a lot of branches on a tree. So some of them are going off the page. And it doesn't have to be anywhere close to perfect because real life isn't perfect. Make sure you are tapering the branches as they go out. So they're going to start out thicker and get thinner, right? So think about that when you're drawing. Oops, those crossed over. They're a little too close, but that's okay because nothing's perfect. So if you make a mistake, just go with it. When you think you're finished, keep going. Try to push yourself to keep going a little longer. Push yourself. Okay, this is going to be really interesting texture when I am done. Okay, now I'm going to decide where my grass line is, and it's going to be kind of bumpy. I think I'll make a few lines. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my oil pastels. Now I have different oil pastels than you have, and that's okay, all right? So use what you have, and let's not use any of the colors that we would normally expect. So let's not use any brown. Just take the brown right out of your set, because that's the first thing that people tend to grab, right? Let's use different colors other than brown. So what other colors are in tree trunks? A lot of times I see a mossy green color, especially towards where the roots are. There might actually be moss or lichens growing. So I'm gonna add some layers of this. And I'm gonna put some up here too. I'm not trying leaves yet. What else? How about orange? Could there be orange? Gonna make some orange lines. Now these are gonna blend together, and when you blend lots of colors together, you do get a dull color like a brown. But we're not actually gonna use brown to begin with. We're gonna let the eye blend the colors together. If your hand gets tired, just shake it out and keep going. Okay, we're gonna get really strong hands when we do artwork. I'm gonna add some purple. And I'm gonna add some darks on the edges of the tree. It's gonna be lighter in the middle, and that's gonna show that the tree is round when I have darks on the edges and lights in the center. Now remember, you do not have to do yours the way I'm doing mine. It's your artwork. What do you want to do? It's your choice because it's your artwork. So you can try out my way, or maybe you don't want to try out my way. Maybe you have an idea about what you want to do, and I encourage you to do what you want. I'm gonna add in some blue. Isn't it nice that you can do what you want in your artwork? You can't always do what you want in life, but in your artwork, you can. Your artwork is your world, and you get to make the world of your art however you want that world to be. I'm gonna go in with some lighter colors in the center. And I'm noticing that this orange and this light blue make a green. What? Orange and blue aren't supposed to make green. Well, guess what? Color mixing doesn't always work the way it's supposed to, okay? So we know that certain colors like yellow and blue are supposed to make green, but you know what? Yellow and blue don't always make green. It depends on what pigments are in them, and it depends on the purity, and it depends on what light is being cast on the work. Ooh, this is looking very magical. So I'm gonna, oop, I forgot this area over here. I wanna go over each branch at least once. And I'm blending. So it's almost like you're stirring the color when you're blending. What do I need? How about this? Let's see what this does. This is really similar to the other color, but this one goes on a little smoother. My oil pastels are a little dried out because they're actually old, because I bought them at a garage sale a while ago, maybe like a couple of years ago. You were a baby when these were new. They're old, but that's okay. They still work. Okay. This is a light green, and I'm going in to the middle with this light color because I know I want it to be lighter in the center so that my tree looks round. And then I'm going to go out. So I am letting the colors blend. And it looks a little funny right now. I don't love it. I don't love all the parts of it, but I'm just going to trust the process. Okay? It can go through an awkward stage. That's okay. We all go through an awkward stage, tree. So just trust the process. Just keep going. And you know what? It's okay sometimes to decide, I don't like this work, and to stop. But it's really good to see what happens when you keep going. So maybe you don't like something, but what would happen if you kept going? Ooh, it's starting to turn the corner. So just when I thought, I don't know about this. Just when I thought that, then it's suddenly started to turn the corner, and I think it looks good now. I like it. I'm starting to like it. It's not there yet. It's not done, but it's getting closer. Okay, so I'm thinking about putting darker colors here and lighter colors here. I want that to be even darker. So I'm gonna go in. So it's not completely by accident. I am planning what I'm doing. But I'm not being so tightly controlled either. I am letting some things happen and other things I'm planning. Are you having fun? Do you like to watch the video and then make your artwork? Or do you like to make your artwork at the same time that you watch the video? You can pause the video. You can speed the video up. You can skip past parts. Okay, I think it needs, red. It needs red. Not too much red. Red can overpower. I don't want it to overpower the other colors. I'm gonna go in with this color. What color is it? Ochre. Yellow ochre. It's a light color. So you guessed it, I'm putting it in the center. I want the center to be lighter so it looks round. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now what? Pink. Ooh, look at that. Look at how that pink is jumping out. Ooh, I like that pink. It's like a fuchsia color. I'm gonna hit it with some gray. Just a little. I don't want to lose the vibrance of the colors. Ooh, okay. Now, I've got a couple spots that I missed. Couple places that need a little more buildup of color. Okay, I like it. I'm happy. Now, it's got some of the Sharpie peeking through, but you don't really see the Sharpie when you look at it. You really just see the color. Okay, I'm gonna clean up my little workspace. I've got all these little oil pastel crumbs. Get rid of that. Keep your work area neat. Neat and tidy. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with, should I make some leaves? What do you think? You can make leaves if you want, or you can leave it. It's up to you. Try to visualize. Try to visualize it with just watercolor paint, and then try to visualize it with leaves. I'm going with watercolor paint. I think it's got so much going on with the branches that I don't want to add more. Now, can I add more later if I want to? Sure. You can add more later if you want. So I'm gonna get out my paints, and now the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add water to the colors I think I'm gonna use. So you can use your paintbrush. Be patient. Put a little bit of water. Hopefully your water's clean. Here we go. What color are you gonna make your sky? Are you gonna make it red? Pink? Blue? Green? Maybe don't make it blue. The sky, sometimes the sky's blue, but a lot of times we think, oh, the sky has to be painted blue. The sky is often not blue. The sky can be all different colors. So it's probably more interesting if it's not blue. I'm gonna make my sky pink. Okay, now, here's how we use our watercolors. When you have one color on your brush, You wanna go, I like to swishy, swishy. I like to swishy, swishy. I like to drippy, drippy. I like to test it. Is it clean? Yep. Now I can go in and get another color. Now I'm blending these. Ooh, look at that. I like it. Look at that pink. I like the color. So I'm painting this guy. And what's happening here is it's resisting, okay? Now, in your kit, you have a few old crayons. Did you see those? Did you wonder why I was giving you a few old crayons? The reason I give you a few old crayons is because I couldn't afford in the budget to get you a pack of crayons and get you these cool paints. And I thought, I can just give them some old crayons that I have. That's why you got those old crayons. You don't really need brand new crayons all the time. Crayons last a long time. A lot of times people throw them away. You don't have to until they're completely gone. You can use them all the way up. You can use those crayons the same way that we're using these oil pastels, and that is a resist, okay? So do you notice that, look, it beads up. Water and oil, boop, see how it beads up? Sort of like when it's raining and you're in the car, the rainwater beads up on the windshield. I need some more pink, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna wash my brush. I'm gonna get some white. So my white is gonna stay white. The reason that my white is gonna stay white is because I am washing my brush well. And it's really important that you wash your brush well when you're using white, when you're using yellow. The darker colors are a little more forgiving. Ooh, that is so dark. Look at that. So a little bit of color goes a long way with white. You always want to add a color to white, not the other way around. Think about which direction you are using your brush strokes. You're going to see the brush strokes. That's going to become part of the work. You're going to see the energy. Whatever you were doing when you're painting, your viewer is going to sense that. Do you know the artist Vincent van Gogh? Well, there's a reason that everybody loves Vincent van Gogh artwork, and I'm going to tell you why. Vincent van Gogh almost used his artwork as therapy. He had a lot of problems in his life, a lot of difficulties, and one way that he got over his difficulties was by making artwork. And so his artwork is cathartic. It means he kind of got his feelings out while he was making his artwork. And when you look at his artwork, the same parts of your brain light up that he lit up in his when he was actually making it. And so that means you are getting the same cathartic experience he got when he was painting it, just from looking at it. So artwork can actually heal you. Artwork is a little bit magical. It can heal you. So if you are having a bad day, if you're ever having a bad day, if you're ever upset, make some artwork. See how you feel afterwards. I guarantee you'll feel better. It works every single time. Try it. Okay, I'm making it darker towards the edges and lighter as it comes in. Now, this is really pink. It's really monochromatic with the pink, the background. I don't want it to be that monochromatic. So I'm gonna go in, I want there to be some orange, but I'm not gonna put orange, I'm gonna put yellow. Because what happens when you mix yellow and red, because this is red, right? Pink is just light red. You get orange. Look, it's almost yellow. Does it look like the sun peeking through? Maybe the sunset is back here and it's blazing through the trees. What's the story behind your artwork? Do you make up stories as you go? Ooh, I like it. Okay, should I add a little bit of purple? A little bit of purple to the edges. Like maybe it's getting dark back here. I don't want to add too much. Just a hint. I'm gonna stay away from blue. I'm tempted to add a little blue. Should I do it? I'm doing it. I'm breaking my own rule. Am I gonna regret it? What do you think? I don't know. Now you don't want to add too much, and remember, if you add all the colors together, you're gonna get mud. So don't mix too many colors unless you want a dull color, like a muddy color, okay? So it's a good thing we used the watercolor paper today because look at it's buckling because it's really wet. Okay, so for the ground, I'm gonna add, I'm gonna stay away from green because we kind of expect green, right? I'm gonna go with orange. Do you like it? Is it too much orange? Should I add some yellow? Oh, I like the yellow. The yellow is really contrasting nicely. So this part is supposed to be the ground. Now, if you have salt, you can add salt to your painting. I have a special salt shaker in my studio. Guess where I got it? My dad got it at a garage sale. Okay. He gave it to me because he knew I would like it. All right, do you see those little salt grains? They're gonna turn into crystals. Okay, don't get any salt into your paint set though. So do not put your paintbrush back on here and then put it into your paint because then you're gonna have salt in your watercolor. You don't really want that. In fact, I shouldn't have put the salt so close. I see a couple salt crystals. That's not the best for the paint, okay? If you have any areas that are too wet, or if you just wanna make a texture, oh, look at that texture. You can make a texture by blotting it with a tissue. If it's too wet in any areas, you can blot it. What if you wanted to add a little dark in some places? You could blot it. I'm gonna clean my top with this same tissue because I want to keep my art materials neat and tidy. And I'm not gonna put it on until this is dry. So I'm gonna put this somewhere where it is able to dry. Oh, sorry, studio table. I got you dirty. I'm not gonna put it away yet. Now, you could add leaves here if you want to, or you can leave it. It's up to you. You can draw back into it. Ooh, I'm gonna draw back into it. I'm gonna use my pencil. I'm gonna draw back into it. It's still wet. I'm drawing back into it. Be careful because you don't want to rip it. This is just going to define some of those lines. And I have to be very careful because it's wet. I'm doing more on the edges because I want it to look darker towards the edges. And lighter towards the middle. I need to define some of these branches a little bit more. Ooh, look at that. Okay. What else? What else could you add? You could add more and more layers. You could collage into this. You could add creatures into it. What do you think? What do you want to do? I cannot wait to see your artwork.